What's going on, YouTube? It is your boy Raise1N here, or Davey, bringing you guys an upload to the 1N Gaming channel. Today what you guys are going to be watching is a solo triple MOAB. Gets 117 kills, finishes off the game 117 and 5. Pretty insane gameplay if you ask me. This is done on the greatest Call of Duty of all time. And it's done by one of the newest recruits that we picked up from the RC, Ovonic1N. If you guys do happen to enjoy this gameplay, make sure you guys go check out the links down in the description below, as well as my own if you guys do enjoy this commentary. But as much as I want to gloat about this fucking game and how fucking perfect it was and how much fun I had on it, we're actually going to get into Damn Nature You Scary episode 4. And we're going to be going over some reptiles for the next couple of episodes, just because these little fuckers are just shits that piss me off. I fucking hate reptiles. If there's anything a part of the animal kingdom that scares me, it's definitely fucking reptiles. Just the way they look and the way they fucking feel, they're just fucking horrible. So we're going to be going over just one of the most biggest pieces of shit today, and that is the alligator snapping turtle. Now this isn't just an ordinary snapping turtle. I'm going to pop a picture right now. This is a real-life adaptation of fucking Bowser. Like, this fucker right here, he's just all spiny and shit. He just looks like a fucking dinosaur. Like, if you had a Triceratops rape a fucking turtle, this is what would come out. And I say this because it almost is reminiscent of some plated dinosaurs. I don't remember, like, the names of it off the top of my head, but there's, like, this one that has a fucking, like, wrecking ball that has spikes on it on its fucking tail. Like, this is exactly what it looks like. Now, if you guys have seen Jackass before, you guys know that Steve-O did a skit where he got bit by one of these things, and although it was a baby, you could definitely see it caused him discomfort, a lot of pain. It left a fucking scar on his little ass cheek. And the reason why they had used a baby is because if they had used an adult, it would have actually ripped his ass cheek off of him. And it isn't so much that they just have a really powerful bite for it. It's the fact that they almost have like a beak. It's like those staple removers that you can use to take out of your paper. That's what their beak is like, and this allows them just to trap and just rip apart its prey. Now, these reptiles primarily live in swamps or just the wetlands of America, so you can imagine that the alligator snapping turtle just smells like shit. They are just these little stinky fucks, and they hardly ever leave the water. The only time they'll ever leave the water is because they need to get air or the female's ready to lay some eggs. Now, a lot of the animals that tend to get featured on Damn Nature You Scary are ambush predators, and this is primarily because I find this the most fucked up type of way to actually capture and devour its prey. And this is what makes nature so damn fucking scary. So what the alligator snapping turtle does is he keeps his jaw wide open, and he has this worm-like appendage that's on his tongue, and fish just find this irresistible. They always tend to swim towards it, and the alligator snapping turtle uses this to woo in the fish. That way they're able to effectively capture and subdue their prey. So what that happens is when the fish happens just to swim close enough, the alligator snapping turtle just springs forward and just clamps down that fucking beak onto them. And once that fucker's got a hold of you, there's no way of getting out. Either you're losing an extremity or you're losing a ton of fucking flesh, in which they're still getting a satisfying meal. And although the alligator snapping turtle is carnivorous, they can just tear apart fucking watermelons and pineapples. Like, it only takes them one fucking clamp just to actually destroy that fucking piece of fruit. And it's absolutely insane just how capable these animals are of just ripping apart and just absolutely destroying shit. And it's not just their mouth that actually does a majority of their work. They have these claws, and something that's really interesting about the snapping turtle species in general is that they aren't able to tuck away their extremities into their shells. So they've adapted this evolutionary trait where they just have claws now. And the alligator snapping turtle uses this more often than regular because they're at the bottom of the swamps or at the bottom of wetlands. So they need this to actually grip onto the ground so that way they can just crawl across it, and also helps them scoop up dirt so they can dig themselves a little bit deeper. That way they're more submerged into the ground. That way their worm-like appendage is more pleasing towards the prey that they're trying to capture. Now, their prey consists of fish and other species of turtles, so they are cannibalistic. They can eat vegetables, although they are primarily carnivorous. These guys are just totally out of this fucking world, just a true dinosaur of the turtle species. Now, don't think you're safe just because you're a human. If you happen to get too close to these fuckers, they will fucking rip off your hand or foot and possibly do great harm towards you. Although there aren't any recorded fatal incidents with the alligator snapping turtle, these guys can do some serious damage towards you. They're very adamant. Once they've got a hold of you with their jaw, they aren't letting go. And I would like to think of this series as an educational one. I'm not necessarily just ranting about just some of the most fucked up animals. I'm also trying to give you guys some tips to avoid these animals at all costs, just to prevent harm towards you. But if you do happen to come in contact with these things, a way to distinguish them from regular snapping turtles is that they have these 3 dorsal ridges that run along its shell. They have claws, and they are primarily bigger than the common snapping turtle. They're about half the size of a 6-foot adult human. And this is because they have this long tail. Now, something that's really unfortunate that poachers end up doing is that they don't actually know how to handle the alligator snapping turtle. They don't know how to actually pick it up. And this is something that's common with other people that just try to help it across the road or something like that. They pick it up by its tail, and this is a huge problem just because its spine runs all the way down towards its tail. So if you happen to lift it up by its tail, you could completely incapacitate it, paralyzing it, thus killing it pretty much just because it won't be able to get food. So the more you know, the better. If you guys do happen to just stumble across a snapping turtle, any species for that matter, don't pick it up by its tail, pick it up by its shell. This is to ensure the safety of yourself as well as the turtle. But if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you guys go give it a like. Subscribe to Avonic. His links will be down in the description below, as well as my own if you guys enjoyed this video. For anything and everything, this is One Nation Gaming. Have a beautiful fucking day, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.